Black Clover is finally back and it released three new chapters where the chapter focused on the battle between the Paladin Morgan versus Yami, Nacht, and Ichika. And before we even focus on the chapter, let's go to a little bit of a flashback on how all of this occurred because Morgan appeared out of nowhere and suddenly killed Jack. And then Yami goes on ahead and battle against the Paladin Morgan, and Yami was holding on his own until one of the clones of Lucius appeared. And then suddenly we see that Morgan was able to get an opening and slash Yami in his chest twice, which it caused Yami to cough out blood and actually fall into the ground. And Morgan was about to finish him off until Ichika and Nacht appeared. And as they appeared, they were able to go on ahead and stop the attack that was actually going to eliminate Yami. And there they build up time for Ichika to go on ahead and heal Yami. As Nacht goes on ahead and help Ichika buy some time to heal Yami, because if Yami goes unconscious, it's going to be hard for him to get healed and actually stay alive. So Nacht was just like, look, I'm going to take care of these two and you go on ahead and heal Yami. As he summons all four of his devils and he activates his monozone, which is dark prison hunting ground, where a whole bunch of dark hands are surrounding Morgan and the actual clone of Lucius. And some of these hands are actually surrounding Yami and Ichika, so that way they could also be protected as well if anything goes wrong. So at this time, Yami, as he's kind of like in limbo right now because he's kind of like unconscious and not unconscious, he starts to see Ichika, but he thought that this was a hallucination. And as he sees Ichika, he's viewing Ichika as to the point where it was the last time he saw her. But then he noticed that, wait a minute, I sense her key. Like, this is actually her. As Ichika goes on ahead and says, brother, she was just like, please snap out of it. As Yami goes on ahead and he realized that his sister's actually there. And he's just like, wait a minute, what are you doing here in the Clover Kingdom? Like, you all the way in a whole different country. Like, how the hell you came over here? As Ichika explains that the Black Bulls, they came into the lands of the rising suns and Asta brought her here. As Yami is just laughing, saying like, oh, so that kid is still alive after all. Those idiots did good job. As Ichika goes on ahead and she explains and apologizes to Yami that, hey, I'm sorry, all the things that I did, that you only killed father after he gone insane, and I was the one who massacred the plan, and you took the blame and left our homeland. She was like, I'm sorry that like I betrayed you. Like, I'm sorry that I thought you were a horrible person. I thought, all the nasty things. Because remember, when we first got introduced to Ichika, she hated Yami because she blamed Yami that Yami was the one who wiped out her whole entire clan. In actuality, it was Ichika. So after she apologized, Yami goes on ahead and tell her, like, look, it's okay. It was me and Ryu. We handled the whole situation and everything is all good. And we get a flashback where Yami's actually leaving the country because he says he wants to do his own thing and live the life that he wants to. As Ichika is going to be staying in the country, as Ryu is going to become a shogun, and Yami stated that he will go and visit the country when Ryu become a shogun. So then we go back into the present as Yami's injuries become worsened because the wounds are like so deep. So at this rate, Yami's not going to live at all until Ichika gives the medicine that Ryu supplies her with to make Yami actually eat this. And she realized that this is the demon soul pill. And she's like, wait a minute, why will Ryu give me this demon god drug that will make a person lose control? Because this is the drug that made me lose control and actually kill my whole clan, because this drug actually boosts the person's mana, powers, and physical abilities and just make them go berserk and actually like destroy people that they would normally won't destroy. So at this time, Ichika is freaking out and she's just like, wait, why is he making me giving Yami this pill? And now Yami's just like, oh, I see. He was like, I can handle this pill now, because he was just like, everyone in our clan didn't know how to handle this, because this pill doesn't boost your impulse to kill, your physical abilities, go berserk, or lose your mind. No one in our Yami's clan was able enough to control it, because over time we saw how Yami got powerful and powerful, and we actually kind of see how his body like actually transformed during the events of the Tree of Kefloff, and we see how like his body is totally different. So now that Yami actually got stronger and he's able to withstand this demon pill and the effects of it, we see the results later on in this chapter, because Lucius, one of the Lucius clones, was able enough to bypass Nacht and his monozone and tried to go on ahead and kill Ichika, but Ichika was able to move out of the way and carry out her brother before the pill start kicking in. So at this time, Lucius is about to finish her off until Yami goes on ahead, pull her back, and he says that I'm here to protect her. And we see Yami in his new demon form, or sorry, demonic form, and is actually badass. And we see that Yami, he goes on ahead and he lift up his sword and he actually sliced one of the Lucius clones, and he's able enough to put damage, like literally cut his antlers, this whole enlightenment circle that he has. So he's able to cut and destroy this Lucius clones. And we see that Yami says, this time I'm protecting you, as Ichika is stunned that her brother is actually alive and well, and he's able to control the demon pill, and he's not going berserk, as Yami has his two horns. And this is just pretty much what we got from this latest chapter of Black Clover, chapter 374. So 375 and 376, we're going to continue on with the battle, as we see that Yami, he's back into the battlefield, as we see Ichika, Yami, and Nacht battle against the Paladin Morgan. So be decent, y'all. See y'all in the next video, in the next review of Black